You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
Kirstjen Nielson resigned yesterday. She got fired, right? I don't think Trump fired her. I think she actually resigned because Rex Tillerson, James Mattis, John Kelly, Reince Priebus, Steve Bannon, Gary Cohn, a number of people that started out with Trump just couldn't stomach him anymore, which gives me pause to think that perhaps there is some sanity left among some people. But Kirstjen Nielson has been trying to hang in there as Department of Homeland Security. And years ago, the Homeland Security was primarily involved in keeping terrorists and sleeper cells from developing in America and trying to stop another 9/11. That was the Department of Homeland Security. In fact, that's pretty much why it was developed. Right now, the only thing that Homeland Security does now is the border issue with the immigration problems and down at the border. And Kirstjen Nielson was the one. I don't know whether she wrote the policy. I think Stephen Miller, who's got Tribulation Trump's ear there in the White House, initiated the threat against by separating children from their parents. And Kirstjen Nielson, the department, as the head of Homeland Security, took the heat on that. She went ahead and let that fall in her lap. But I think she's had enough of the Tribulation Trump. I think she resigned after Trump said he was going to close the border the other day. And then they did all these fake moves. Talking about, and he went down to someplace over there in California the other day where they're repairing the wall, not building a new wall, they're repairing a wall, and it said that they're building a new wall. So I think most people are just saying, I can't go any further with this guy. The man's a maniac. He's a maniac. And I think that, at some point in time, sometimes look in the dictionary for idiocy, you'll see something about this picture. I think when, if there's some historical possibility in the tribulation, don't know that it is, but I could tell you certainly suggest that when you look at the downfall of the Japheth man, or if you look at the uneducated, if you look at the man that God has deserted, truly, truly deserted. Even when slaves were slaves in America, Africans that came from Africa slaves, God was still with them. He was still with them. But I think if there's going to be a historical place, any place in history, I don't know that it will. But if there should ever be, and you want to see the face of what white people look like when God deserted them and left them as absolute fools, Tribulation Trump will be the face of that. He will be the mascot of that process going forward, or as it is right now. This is a bit of a news blog we do looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.